So we are live. Hi everyone, good afternoon. So if you can hear me, kindly indicate in the comment section. Okay, let me quickly check this. So good afternoon everyone. My name is Pascal Fodum and you are welcome to another episode of the Inspires Fireside Chat. So today we will be focusing on the opportunities that are in the cloud technology. Our topic for today will be building the future, powering your next big ideas on the cloud. So today we are exploring all the opportunities that we can use in the cloud to build better business solutions that are scalable and are investable. So today with us we have Mr. Spiff Moses. Hi Moses, good to have you here.
Hi, Pascal. It's really great to be here. Thank you so much for putting this.
Okay, so we also have Mr. Tunji. Hi Tunji, good to have you here.
Hey, Pascal, thank you.
Okay, so guys, we have two strong men who are here to join us today for this session. So we have first Steve Moses. He's a seasoned marketer. He's a seasoned marketing strategist with over 5 years of experience in the tech industry. Spiff is a startup partner and the CMO of Cloud Plexo. Spiff drives innovative marketing campaigns, brand development, and customer engagement strategies. His expertise in strategic marketing management, partnerships, and growth hacking has significantly contributed to Cloud Plexo's rapid expansion and market presence. Spiff is passionate about helping businesses leverage cutting edge cloud technologies to create impactful and innovative solutions that resonate with diverse societal needs. Welcome once again, Spiff Moses.
All right. Thank you so much, Pascal, for some introduction. Thank you.
Okay, so we have Tunji. Tunji is a senior solutions architect. So he will be joining Spiff today to explore more on the opportunities we have on the cloud, which we can use to build our startups, making making its scalability easier. So we'll dive into it right away. So guys, if you are joining in, I can see a couple of people in the room. If you are joining in, please kindly introduce yourself and tell us your startup name and your location. If you can hear me, tell us your name. I don't know whether our startups are shy. Tell us your name, your location, and your startup name. We have to start immediately. Okay, while we are waiting for them to type, so we really have to start. We don't have much time. Okay, so the first question that we will starting the session today with is first. So this goes to Spiff. Steve Moses, what are the key benefits of using cloud computing for new businesses and startups?
All right, thank you so much. I want to say thank you once again, Pascal, for having me join you on this awesome fireside chat. Hello, guys. It's really exciting to have you join us as well. So, I think on the call we have Refugee. Refugee is our senior solution architect here at CloudFlex. So, I had to, out of his busy schedule, I had to drag him here because he's the go-to guy in terms of responding to technical questions, and I'm sure lots of us here would be having um, technical questions probably to ask. So, Tinji is the go-to guy. What about me? I'm just the business guy who tries to drive, just like Pascal, give the intro, drive the awareness, and try to position. But yeah, have some few bites of understanding of cloud. So yeah, interesting topic, building the future, powering your next big ideas on the cloud, right? So and Pascal start with one very interesting question, which is what are the key benefits of cloud computing for new businesses and startups? So yeah, it's quite it's quite straight. So cloud computing offers numerous benefits for new businesses and startups, including helping them startups essentially with cost savings. We talk about scalability. We talk about flexibility and accessibility. So, with cloud services, startups can avoid the high upfront cost of hardware and infrastructure, paying only for the resources they use instead of paying for idle resources, right? And oftentimes you hear startup, you know, um, escalating how a particular CSP, that's and cloud service providers, are quite expensive. I mean, generally these days, uh, all of them are expensive because you have to pay in dollars, right? But there's something quite interesting and unique about us here at CloudFlex and having to pay for your cloud service. Possibly we'll get to talk about that. But yeah, cloud also allows businesses, to scale their operations up and down, quickly based on demand. Also it's like an elastic. It doesn't really have an elastic limit. You could stretch it, providing that flexibility to adapt to market changes. Take for instance, you're building a fintech product, and your user base keeps increasing and all of that. So there's this flexibility in it. So additionally, I would say cloud platforms enable remote work and collaborations by providing access to applications and data from anywhere with an internet connection. So yeah, Pascal, I don't know if I've done justice to the question you just asked.
Yes, yes, sure. You've done justice to the question. I don't know if Tunji has anything to add. Hi, Tunji.
Yeah, hi Pascal.
Yeah, do you have anything to add to what Steve has said?
Yeah, as Steve said earlier, the key benefits of using the cloud computing for new businesses and startup is for them not to incur a lot of costs before they start a business. They get to start from simple infrastructure to a big infrastructure. It also allows the business to scale their operation up and down quickly based on demand. It provides them the flexibility to adapt to market changes, and it enables remote work as Steve said earlier, and it provides application and data anywhere with the internet connection rather.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Tunji. So the second question we're going to now goes to Spiff. So Spiff, another one, how can cloud computing enhance the development and deployment of new products and services for startups?
All right, awesome. I think oftentimes and not we have these questions that comes in just like how you asked it. Essentially, I mean, how cloud computing enhance development and deployment of new product and services. I mean, I would start first by saying cloud computing can significantly enhance the development and deployment of new products or services by offering more like a robust and scalable infrastructure. Right? Let me break it down. So it allows faster deployment cycles through access to powerful computing resources and advanced tools such as machine learning, artificial intelligence, big data analytics. So it further goes wide. I would further go wide to say the cloud also support continuous integration and continuous delivery, quote unquote, CI and CD practices, and and enabling rapid iterations and monitoring and management tools that help ensure high availability and performance. So yeah, I think it addresses the question of how cloud computing enhance development and deployment of new products and services. Essentially, I mean, interestingly, here in Cloud Flexo, our senior solution architect helps lots of startups. I think in the past few months, we've actually supported over 700 plus startups, to deploy their products on the cloud seamlessly at almost zero cost, essentially. Yeah.
Wow. He worked with over 700 startups over the past few months. That's a huge number. So do you give them like a hands-on support to do that, or you just show them how to do it?
Oh, okay. Interesting. Thank you so much for this question. So yeah, we provide them hands-on support. So part of what we have done is apart from working with startups directly, we have worked with startups enabling organizations, founders, communities, institutions, and accelerators programs directly with VCs and seed fundings, corporates to provide masterclass. We have worked extensively with the government to provide hands-on experience of training directly to these startups, right? So we've organized master classes and direct trainings to these startups essentially. So yeah, we don't show for startups that lacks the technical expertise. We have an in-house cloud senior solution architect and cloud computing engineers that would actually help most of these startups to get on it essentially. So yeah, for those that don't know or lack the expertise, we do help directly, and we also train them training and upskilling. Yeah.
Yeah, so for those joining, please kindly introduce yourself and your startup name or business name. I understand that a couple of people also joined who are probably not startups, maybe they are small businesses from different sectors. So you can join in, tell us your business name, your location, and then if you have questions regarding cloud solutions or from what Spiv and Tunji has spoken on, you can drop the question in the comment section and we'll pick it from there once we are done with this session over the next few minutes. So the next question we have for Spiv, the third question for Spiv. So, Spiv, what security measures should businesses consider when moving their operations to the cloud? What security measures and strategies do you think that businesses should have in mind when moving their operations to the cloud. You are muted.
All right, too sorry, too sorry. Oh, awesome question, Pascal. So I think there are a couple of measures, security measures that businesses should consider, especially startups when we talk about startups, fintechs, right? That should consider before actually moving or deploying to the cloud essentially, right? I just have just some few key securities measures to actually share with us that can actually help some of our startups, to protect their data and applications, and few of them, just one of them is data encryption, right? So when we talk about encrypting data, both at rest or in transit, to prevent unauthorized access. So we also talk about access control. So you want to implementing a strong authentications and authorization mechanism to ensure that only authorized users have access to sensitive information. So I think what also comes in, there's a proprietary product we have called Wendu. So Wendu helps you, apart from cost saving management, it helps you with your security management, right? So and this product comes for free. So for startups who are here, you could have access to this product and other valuable offerings that we'll be sharing through our partner Inspire Up, right? So you could reach out to Pascal directly, and he would actually help you to assess some of this. So let me just hit the road and share some of the security measures that you could use to protect, or you should consider, when moving to the cloud. So another one, we have talked about data encryption. I've talked about access control, and I talked about regular. So let me just also hint on access control. A couple of months ago, I had a conversation with one of the big fintech. He builds a fintech as a service platform. I'm not going to mention name, very big platform here in Nigeria and across Africa. I mean, they have an office, I think, in East Africa as well, or something. So yeah, we're just talking about the founder. So he has lots of credit that was given to them, cloud credit, that they should build. So unknown to the founder, the CTO, right, head of engineering, was on the site building his own startups, right? And he was using their credit, right, to build their startup. I don't know how that was possible, but it was really, really trouble, right? Before you could know, the credit was really burning, and they had to pay, right, for something they didn't use. So for some plugins that they didn't know about, this guy was using the platform because he has access. So I mean, so access control. So by the time we get to talk to them, talk to him, we're discussing about well architected and when you how he could use it, and I mean, it brought him some sort of relief and help, right? So I'm just going to highlight some few, and I talked about data encryption. I just highlighted about access control. I'm going to talk to us about what you should consider, regular audit and compliance checks. Conducting regular security audits and ensuring compliance with industry standards and regulations are very, very key. Most of the times, what startups feel is, some startups think is that, oh, I'm not big, so I shouldn't bother about industry standards, keeping to industry standards and regulations. And sometimes you realize that by the time you get big, it becomes difficult for you to put these checks and balance in place. So I'm also going to share about, talked about backup and disaster discovery. So establishing a robust backup and disaster recovery plans to safeguard against data loss, right? So it's very, very essential, backups and disaster recovery. And another thing is security patching and update, keeping cloud service and application up to date with latest security patches and up to date. So these are like, on top of my head, these are like I think up to 5 or 6 measures, security measures, every business, startups, can should consider before moving to cloud. I don't know my colleague Oyetunde. He is more of the technical guy. He's always on the back end. I don't know if he has something to throw in regarding what I've just said.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. You've said it all. Some of the things that business should consider in terms of security, as you said, that the data encryption is very important at rest and in transit. Like in the cloud, we have the TLS for the in transit data encryption, and there is a KMS key. Like for each cloud provider, they have their native encryption key, and if you don't want to go with the native encryption key, you get to have your own key. You get to import your own key to the cloud. It's just that the key is being lost by you. You just have to take responsibility. Talk about the access control. Definitely, you have to be on top of the access to your cloud environment. Or the cloud service has provided a lot of services for you to manage access to your environment, to even do some auditing on your environment to see some people that have access to your environment, or some people that you've given access to, what they've done on the on your account, to some service that they've made use of. As I've given an example of someone that is trying to build his own startup from the company that is working for. If the company should be performing the audit of the account every time, so they should have noticed that before they consume all those credits. And it talked about the backup and disaster recovery. That's one thing that you get to have in cloud. The cloud, you have a lot of regions whereby you can put your disaster recovery workload in there. Maybe you're using a particular region and you feel, oh, yeah, so I still need to like back up my data to another region. You don't need to be purchasing a lot of servers to do those kind of things. You have it in a few clicks of button. You can get to like perform your disaster recovery in another region. And we talked about it, security patches and updates like on the cloud. So you get to have your security patches, updates are being made to all these services on the cloud. You get the cloud service are at the top of the service that they provision for you, that they provision for you.
Okay, so thank you very much, Tunji. I hope that we got that aspect. So that's why we have a solutions architect like him. So the parts that are too complex, that's where you can involve people like him to sort it out. Right? So guys, if you have questions, I can see a lot of people in the room. If you have questions concerning what the speakers have highlighted on so far, please, you can drop your question in the comment section. So let's move to the next question we have for Spiv. So number 4, how can businesses leverage cloud computing to drive innovation? How can startups leverage cloud computing, not minding the huge competition within their sector? How can they leverage this to out-compete other businesses in the market and drive innovation? Okay, I think the network is it's a little bit unstable. Okay, he's back.
Yeah, yeah. I guess the network has been horrible, Pascal. But I mean, it's fine. We just
Yeah.
do it.
So I don't know whether you got the question.
I mean, probably you should just come again, please. Yeah.
Okay, so we are aware that the startup ecosystem is competing with a lot of startups here and there, most of them trying to make a mark in fintech and other sectors, right? Now we are asking, how can startups leverage cloud computing to not only drive innovation but also outcompete other businesses in the market? How can startups leverage cloud computing to outcompete other businesses in the market and drive innovation?
All right, interesting question. I think 2 days ago we had one of our partnership events. We call it social entrepreneurship driven social innovation driven entrepreneurship, where we get to talk with lots of young innovators and founders who are building something quite amazing, but they have some key challenges. They are not leveraging the cloud. They're trying to um, taking a look at brick and mortar business or using chicken and egg approach, to scale their business. It's really, really, I just was telling them, hey guys, it's not gonna work, right? I mean, this is the age of when you talk about AI. I mean, how to build scalable products and then global products, right? So you need to leverage cloud computing to drive innovation, something you can actually push to the background, essentially. Interesting question. I have I encounter lots of these questions most of the times when engaging with startups. So yeah, business can leverage cloud computing to drive innovation by utilizing the wide range of services and tools offered by cloud providers. Cloud platforms provide access to advanced technologies, just like I mentioned, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data analytics, and Internet of Things, which can be used to develop innovative solutions, right, and gain competitive advantages. The scalability and the flexibility of the cloud also allows business to experiment with new ideas and quickly bring them to market, right, without significant upfront investment, right? So one thing we used to for the past few months, just last week we were in Kigali engaging with over 100 plus startups in that part of the world, and one thing we say, right? When you talk about leveraging cloud computing, you need to talk about, I mean, it comes with lots of things, just like how I mentioned, right? So the scalability, the flexibility of the cloud allows business to experiment with new ideas, quickly bring them to market without significant upfront investment. So what I was trying to say was, look, before you think of an office somewhere in Kigali or Nairobi, having a physical office, you must have been on the cloud already, right? So depending on the CSP you're using, right, you already must have been on the cloud. So what CSP means cloud providers or cloud service providers, right? Additionally, so I will just start my thought by saying cloud-based collaboration tools really facilitate teamwork, idea sharing, fostering a culture of innovation. So we know a lot of them. I don't want to mention names, but I mean, as a startups, we've used a couple of them, and even the current software we're using to push this conversation. I mean, it's cloud-based essentially. I mean, Pascal, you're in Abuja, and I am in Lagos, but we are championing this together. So I mean, it's the power of cloud.
Yeah, thank you very much, Steve. So the next question we have here is, considering the fact that there has been a rise in remote work, how do you think cloud technology has enabled organizations to maintain productivity and collaboration? We know that a lot of organizations prefer to work remotely these days. How do you think cloud technology and cloud apps has helped these organizations to still maintain or even increase their level of productivity and efficiency while working remotely?
All right, awesome, interesting question. I think I'll just go back to 2020 at I think January at the early phase of the COVID before it went it got to where it went to actually. I was working with a foreign company and here in Lagos, Ikeja, and so when the COVID come, we needed to work remotely, right? So I was just thinking it's just something that would just take us 1 week, 2 weeks, and we would get back to work. Unfortunately, so I decided to take a quick jump. I tried to travel from. I was in Lagos, travel from Lagos, which is the southwest part of Nigeria. For those who are joining us from probably outside Nigeria, the southwest part of Nigeria, I had to go to the south part of Nigeria, like Port Harcourt. I just thought the COVID was just something for 2 weeks because at my place of work, it was tech company. They said, "Oh, you guys can go. Let's monitor it, and the next 2 weeks we'll call you back to come to the office." Right? Then it was you go to office every day, sort of thing. So yeah, so when I got to Port Harcourt, we just realized that after 2 weeks, you're not called upon, so you have to work from wherever you are. So, but the interesting thing is, we are it was a foreign company. We had lots of people from different race, right? So we just got a notification that there is an app that we should go and download. And once you download the app, we resume work by 9 and close by 5. So once you download the app, you clock in and you clock out, and everything we needed to do for today in terms of team collaborations was integrally built integral part of the app. So the line manager could keep an eye on what you're doing, your report. And I mean, it was really, really awesome, right? It was really, really awesome because it really helped because you could keep an eye on your colleagues and you could actually collaborate very well, effectively, to get work done. So for startups, I mean, this was very handy solutions. Keeping the team bond together. I know of my colleague who was working somewhere else. We use Zoom for their team bonding, right? And wherever you were within Nigeria, especially those that are in Lagos or in Abuja, you'll be sent your own pack of gift of food or something. And apart from the fun part, working using cloud-based solutions like Slack or Google Chat, it came really handy, right? And most of these tools for beginners, like startup, have a very lean team. You don't need to pay any money, right? It's free. There's a premium that you use forever. At least it accommodates your lean team of 5 to 10 before you start thinking of the subscription bills. I'm sure before you cross the seat of 10, you must have started having good revenue and traction. So yeah,
Okay, thank you very much, Spiff. So the next question we have for Spiff is what are some of the challenges businesses face when transitioning to the cloud, and how can they overcome such challenges?
awesome. Quite an interesting question. I mean, so I think Pascal, perhaps someone within the audience have questions they want to ask. I mean, they could actually share their questions on the comments. My colleague Tunde would rightly respond to that, or they could give a chance in between for them to
Okay.
ask questions. Perhaps, yeah. I know lots of people might just come in and wants to breeze in and breeze out, and probably could have a quick question. So, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, if you have a question, please feel free to notify or share your question, and Pascal here would escalate it and we would respond to it. So yeah, back to the question. What are some of the I think challenges, right? Businesses face when transitioning to the cloud, and how they can overcome them. Different questions. Like I said, in the past few months, we've engaged, we've supported over 700 top startups. So it's really an interesting question for me. So I think one of the common challenges faced when transitioning to the cloud include data migration, right? So moving large volumes of data to the cloud can be a bit complex and time consuming. Businesses can overcome this by planning a phased migration using data transfer services provided by cloud vendors. So we in Cloud Flexo, we have a dedicated team that can actually help startups. So if they are considering this, if they are plagued with this challenge, we have a team that can actually help you as a startup, to migrate, at zero cost essentially. So I think another thing I would share is skills gap, right? So I've engaged with lots of startups, and I mean, we don't just provide startups with funds in terms of AWS credit. We don't support them with just trainings and upskilling, but we also help them with upskilling, right? We have found out that lots of startups lack the technical expertise. That's why they are going all out to invest in terms of masterclass. We're having this conversation with Pascal so that people, lots of startups can learn and how we could. And we also have what we call Highland Cloud, right? It's a proprietary product. We have it on AWS Marketplace that startups can learn. We have over 11,000 users that it's free. You can just go there, learn, upskill, retrain, and we also provide direct training because over time, engaging with these startups, we've known that lots of them lack technical expertise, or they do not possess the requisite knowledge on how to appropriately know how to transition or deploy or build a product on the cloud, right? So another thing is cost management, right? Without proper monitoring, cloud costs can quickly spiral out of control. Implementing cost management and optimization can help businesses to track, or startups to track and control their cloud spending. So this brings us back, like I said, we get back to this point. Wendy, we have a proprietary product as well for Wendy that can help you with effective and efficient cost management, right? And your security, right? Put your security in checks, just like the story of my friend I shared earlier, how someone from the Spanish team was actually stealing from the company credit, essentially. So yeah, we talk about. I'm going to also share say something around security concerns. So addressing security in the cloud requires a comprehensive strategy. That's why you're in Cloud Flex. Like I said, we don't just provide startups with free credit, say, hey, take credit and that's it. We look within in between and see, no, we could actually, if there is a need or you want us to provide you with technical support, and also we could conduct cloud strategy session monthly to see, your security, your security infrastructure, how we could actually help you, manage access control, adopt best practices, do security assessment, and just to mitigate risks, essentially. So yeah, Pascal, I'll just give a wrap there. I don't know if my colleague Tunji has something to add to that, and if not, fine. Back to you, Pascal.
Hello, Tunji. Do you have anything to add to what Spiff has said?
Yeah, so let me add to the cost management of the thing, right? So the cloud providers, they've provisioned some quotas whereby the cloud users cannot provision more than that, but because part of the challenges that people used to face is the cost management. As we have DevOps on AWS, I mean, on the cloud, we have something we call FinOps. so whereby the company get to manage their cost on a daily basis to see what service that they've provision, what exactly is taking most of the cost. Yeah, they need to be reviewing that on a daily basis. At times, many of the organizations I've seen, when we get to review their account, we could see that they've provisioned a lot of resources that they are not using, and on the cloud you get billed for those resources despite they are not using it. So the cloud services they've provisioned, they've put some measures in place whereby you cannot provision um, more than a certain numbers of service, right? And if you need to like increase the quota, you get to raise a support ticket to them, right? So, but most of the challenges that startups are facing is by provisioning a lot of resources that they are not using. Maybe they get to test some things out and they see, okay, this thing is not working. Instead of bringing down the resource, they get to just leave it there, and the service still keep running. And if the service is running, they will get billed, right? And mind you, they've moved to another service. So there are some other things like maybe they feel, okay, let me use a particular region to launch my service. And when they've launched the service in the region, they feel now maybe the latency or something else is causing them to move to other region. Instead of shutting down all the infrastructure in the other region, they left it there and then they moved to another region. Definitely, the services that are running, you can't expect the cloud provider to help you to shut them down. You just have to like it's a shared responsibility. It's a shared responsibility, the cost management itself. So let me talk about the security aspect too. Right. For the security too, right, it's a shared responsibility, right? So the cloud providers, they've in terms of security, they've done their own part by provisioning all the tools that you use to secure your workloads, and the tools that for you to secure the access to secure the access to your environment. Is not left to you to know how to manage that, how to make use of the tools. We have a lot of levels, like levels of securities, right? Whereby you can get to protect your workload, and levels of security whereby you can get to protect. I mean, to protect the access to your environment, right? So, what we do is to like bridge the knowledge gap, because what's causing all these challenges is knowledge gap. I didn't really know I have something running somewhere that will get bid for. If I didn't bring it down, I'm not using it again, right? So definitely they will quickly go there and bring it down. So what we do at Cloudplex is to like let them realize, okay, these are the things that you need to do in order to reduce your cost. These are the things you need to do in order to make your workload more secure, right? So all those challenges we get to provide solutions to them. So in order to not to make them feel like, okay, cloud is expensive or cloud is not secure. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Tundi. So I have one question from a member of the audience here. So someone is asking that we've been mentioning startups, but how about businesses that already have their own data hosted on a normal host? How can they move their stuff to the cloud? Steve?
All right, awesome. I think Tunji would have to go for that.
Yeah, okay, thank you. For businesses that are already running in a particular, maybe in a particular environment, let's use on-prem as an example, right? When you want to move to the cloud, so the cloud service, they've provisioned a lot of service on their cloud infrastructure in order for it to make it easier for them to make use of the cloud, in order for it to make it easier for them to migrate their workload to the cloud in a private, in a secured way, right? Maybe using a side-to-side VPN connection, so that well, when their data is being transferred to the cloud, is not it will be encrypted. And we have some other way of migrating data whereby it will not even pass through the internet, through the cloud provider backbone, right? So the cloud providers are provisioning a lot of let me say programs for people that have their workload running already, maybe on-prem or some other places, for them to run some POCs to see, okay, what we have already running somewhere is going to work perfectly on the cloud. So the same thing that applies to the startup, right, applies to people that have their workload running somewhere else before when they move to the cloud, get their workload secure, the cost management, everything. We get to train them to let them know, okay, these are the things that you need to put in place.
Okay, thank you very much, Tundi, for responding to that question. So we have another question for Spiv. So, what trends in cloud computing should businesses be aware of to stay competitive in the future? What are the trends you think businesses should be aware of for them to stay competitive in the future?
All right, quite an interesting question. I think, Pastor, you took your time to do a research to create some of these questions because basically some of these questions are questions lots of startups are much concerned or businesses are really concerned of, right? Um, so I will just start off by share trying to use awareness of several emerging trends in cloud computing to help businesses stay competitive. And one of them is multi-cloud and hybrid cloud strategies, right? So I think these are things that Tingy, could share more highlight on. Probably if there's still much time. So when we talk about multi-cloud and hybrid cloud strategy, using a mix of public, private, and on-premise resources to optimize performance, cost, and compliance, which we've actually said some little things about. Then we talk about edge computing, right? Processing data closer to the source to reduce latency and improve real-time decision making, right? So edge computing, so we talk about serverless computing, enabling developers to build and run applications without managing any infrastructure, leading to more faster development and lower operational costs. Essentially, so and also, I mean, we are at the wake of AI, machine learning integration, which is very, very integral. Leveraging cloud-based AI, ML services to enhance business processes and improve customers' experiences and gain insight from data. So another one is sustainability initiatives, right? Focusing on green cloud computing practices to reduce environmental impact of data centers and align with corporate sustainability goals. So yeah, these are pretty much trends in cloud computing and businesses should be aware of to enable them scale more competitive for the future. So yeah, multi-cloud and hybrid cloud strategy, edge computing, serverless computing, AI and machine learning integration, and sustainability initiatives. Yeah. So I don't know if Tunji has something also to throw in there, and also share some comments.
All right, thank you, Spiff. One thing that I would like to say is that no matter what the innovation that you might think of today, it's already on the cloud, right? Starting from the AI aspect of things, a lot of models are already on the cloud, whereby you just get to call some APIs to integrate to the application that you're building. The more the easier the application is it to the user, like the more they get to adopt the application that you are building. And AI is making things easier for people, right? So for you to stay competitive, right, you need to integrate a lot of AIs to your application, and you get a lot of them on the cloud, right? So as you know, most of the cloud services, in fact, they just released some other foundational model for you to, like, I'm talking about the generative AI. That's the latest things that people are doing now. You get to integrate generative AI to your application, whereby people get to just search. Okay, you give them information, people get to just search it, just return the response for their prompts, something like that, right? So for you to be competitive, to stay competitive, you need to integrate AIs like Gen AIs and some other machine learning to your application. And that will stay competitive. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tunji. I think Tunji much highlighted answers to part of one of the questions that I have here from the audience concerning competitiveness in the cloud. And he just mentioned about using generative AI and other AI tools to stay ahead of the competition. So, one other question I have here from the audience, it's are there examples of like startups that you worked with that you can give to the audience? What are other examples? What are examples of startups, real world examples of startups that you worked with to scale them or to drive their innovation more using cloud technologies? So, Spiff, are there startups you worked with or example of real world startups that you know that cloud technology has helped them to scale faster and grow faster? You
You're
are
on mute.
muted, though.
Oh, sincere apologies. Sorry, awesome question. Yeah, so we worked with Talent Team. Talent Team is a leading provider of talent network solution, and has actually experienced a phenomenal growth in the past few months. We're working together, to meet demands of their expanding their user base and to ensure exceptional service. So they embarked on a strategic migration from digital ocean to AWS. So we help them with that entire process, right? So we also work with startups like Alert. So Alert actually has achieved enhanced cost efficiency. They were actually overspending, but when we came into the picture, we helped them to enhance their cost efficiency so they don't spend much, elevated their security standards, and a highly scalable, efficient infrastructure. Right? We did what we call well architected. So Alert is the essential companion. What Alert does is they do something very unique, right? They are like essential companion for your journey, right? So it's a social app designed to keep you or anyone updated about road conditions or disturbance or just emergency actually, right? So we have also worked with Crypto Smart. Crypto Smart, is a leading B2B asset management. It's a company based in Port Harcourt, here in Africa, focusing on sustainable crypto wealth. Crypto Smart, in addition, enable business to set up their trading department to fully trade. Right. What we did for them was we collaborate, with them for application modernization with Kubernetes. Right. Tunji could share more light on that. We have also worked with Fondos AI. So Fondos AI, we collaborated together for their database migration, application migration, and cloud maturity service, right? So Fondos AI embarked on transformative projects, right, to elevate its cloud capabilities using Cloud Plexo's AWS maturity service. So our objective was to, help them deploy and optimize cloud infrastructure on AWS, strengthen their securities measure and cost saving. So we have lots of startups like DKR, like Conversity, I define Uber Accountant, and I mean a bunch of lots of startups, right? We could actually share with you or someone person that specifically asked the question. Our case studies page, you could actually get to learn more about what we do. So you could just go to www.cloudflexo.com/case studies, and you would learn more about some of the solutions that we provide for some of the amazing startups that we've worked with in a couple of months back. Yes.
Thank you very, very much, Steve. So we are almost out of time, guys. So we can only pick one question. So if you have other questions, please you can drop it on the Inspire Startup community or the client page, because I know that some of the clients joined this session. So you can drop it on the Inspire Startup community. So we're only going to pick one question now. We only have 2 minutes left. So the last question is there a minimum amount one can use to migrate to the cloud? That's another way of saying what does it cost to migrate to the cloud? Because some people are already imagining with all this grammar, AI, technical this and that, they want to know what it costs to migrate to the cloud
Exactly.
to be able to reduce their own costs.
Absolutely. Awesome. So yeah, we've got lots of questions like that actually. So it's not new. So for startups, everything we do for startups is free. Let me just do a quick read through, right? So let's say it's a cloud native service company. We provide cloud service infrastructure for businesses, startups, government, and enterprise essentially. And we are also AWS Advanced Tier Partner. AWS is, I mean, everyone for this call, I mean, you should know AWS, Amazon Web Service. And we are part of AWS Global Startup Program. So what this means is that we are being empowered by AWS to go into the startup ecosystem to support startups. I mean, wondering why we have actually, as a business, we are startup, cloud tech service startup. So we have actually supported over 700 plus startups in 3 months. I mean, you should be wondering what kind of startup does this. So we are being empowered by AWS to go into the startup ecosystem to provide startups with access to resources, techs, funds in terms of AWS credit, technical support, trainings, and get them into AWS funding programs to get more funds to bring their unique ideas into life, right? So we are part of this journey and integral part of startup journey. So yeah, I'm saying this to answer the question, right? What's the cost? So for startup, it's free, right? Startups don't have to pay for anything, right? In terms of migrating, in terms of access to credit, technical support, well architected, or anything you want, right? We will take care of what we do or what we say to start up is focus on growth and innovation while we take care of your cloud infrastructure. We do everything for you for free. AWS pays us while we focus on growth and innovation. So you don't have to pay anything. All you need to do is just to get in touch with us via Pascal, and we just get to we set the ball rolling and how we could support you essentially. So we have a team on ground, senior account managers who are on the speak dial to respond to engage with you and to help you on how you could actually get started on your cloud journey with AWS Cloud Services.
Okay, thank you very, very much, Steve. It's been a very insightful and valuable session. Thank you very much to Tunji.
Yeah, thank
Thank,
you.
thanks
Awesome.
to you guys for creating out time to share value and share insights on how our startups and small businesses, because as I mentioned, we have businesses from from Inspire client space joining this session. So thank you for sharing insight on how they can utilize the cloud technology to cut costs and improve their scalability and efficiency in business. So thank you very much for creating our time. Thank you for sharing the insights you've shared today. And thank you very much. Thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you, thank you. For everyone that joined this session, thank you for creating our time to join this session. So till the next episode on this series, see you guys. Bye and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye
Thank you
everyone.
too, Pascal. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy.
Yeah, bye. Thank
Yeah.
you.